8 keys to self-love. Key number 1, busting some myths. Hello, lovelies. It's Tiina here from Own, Kind of Wonderful, helping you reclaim who you truly are. So we're getting going properly here now with self-love, with key number 1 in busting some myths about self-love. Now, I'm just going to bust 3 myths today. Number 1 is that self-love equals narcissism. Number 2, that self-love is self-indulgent and selfish. And number 3, that if you love yourself, you stop striving. So let's dig in. Number 1, narcissism. Now, I'm going to read out because I've written out loads of stuff here just to prove a point. So sometimes we hear about self-love being narcissistic because it taps into the second point that I'm going to make today about being selfish. Now, if you haven't checked out my video about self-love, the overview, where I talk about what self-love is, check that one out, because this will kind of be almost like a checklist against that. Almost. Narcissistic people, everything is about me. I am right, you are wrong, my truth is the only truth. I don't make any mistakes, right? And one of those things about self-love is like, if I love myself, I can not only admit to my mistakes, but I can also forgive myself for my mistakes. I am quite prepared to look at things and kind of go, oh yeah, well, actually, I might not have been right about that one. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with that. A narcissist is not okay with that. Narcissistic people are grandiose. They lack empathy. And when you got self-love, you've got loads of empathy for other people. You know, that's definitely a key to self-love, empathy for others as well as yourself. Narcissistic people have a need for admiration. And again, with self-love, you know, you can readily accept love and appreciation from others, as well as give it, which a narcissist can't. But you don't need somebody's admiration to feel good enough or to feel worthy of love. You know, you don't need it. There's not that craving for it. Narcissistic people are arrogant, self-centered, manipulative, demanding, and superior. And again, with self-love, I am good enough as the person I am. You are good enough as the person you are. I don't have to, you know, put you down in order for me to feel significant. There's no need for that. I know I'm good enough anyway. It's like, you know, and you are too. Not an issue. And while narcissistic people can seem very confident, of course, and that they have very good self-esteem, that self-esteem is very, very fragile and doesn't go very deep, not very solid at all. Whereas if you have genuine self-love for yourself, that self-esteem is super solid. You are very clear on who you are and what your worth is. Narcissistic people need other people to think very highly of them, and they're often envious of others, and they think that others are envious of them. And again, self-love, envy doesn't kind of come into it. This comparing yourself to other people, you stop doing that. It's not interesting anymore. And comparison really is a road to misery. So when you've got that genuine, calm self-love, I don't need to compare myself with you. I can compare myself with me yesterday, for example. Narcissistic people have a difficulty in tolerating criticism and defeat. And again, if you've got self-love, you know that, hey, if I go all in, sometimes I am going to get criticized. Sometimes I am going to end up with my face in the mud. And while that is painful, I will be able, after a while, to dust myself off. You know, so definitely criticism, we know it's part of life, you know, and we can take it as feedback, or we can take it on board, or we can decide like, well, okay, thank you, but that doesn't apply to me now that I've examined it. And narcissistic people takes advantage of others to reach their own goals. Again, it's stepping on other people. And when you've got self-love, you don't need to take advantage of other people. Why would you do that? it doesn't make any sense. So that's busting some myths about narcissism being equal to self-love. I would say no, not at all. There's lots and lots of information about that on YouTube. So if you're interested in diving deeper into specifically that, information overload out there for you. So what about selfish and self-indulgent? I would say there is nothing more self-indulgent than a person who is super insecure and doesn't have acceptance of themselves. Because then the monkey mind that we all have, that inner voice, will go on and on about, do I fit in? Am I good enough in this situation? Oh, how do I look? Am I wearing the right clothes? Or did I say something that wasn't good? Maybe I need to say something else, and maybe I need to make fun of that person so that that's not reflected badly on me. Like your whole world is constantly trying to maneuver situations and fit in, because you need that appreciation from others in order for you to feel good about yourself. Whereas if you've got self-love, you're like present, like I am me, I'm good, you're you, you're good, let's interact, I'm here. And then you don't have that constant, oh, did I say the wrong thing? Oh, do I look good enough? Okay, so you come out of that bubble. And I've done both. I've been totally in that monkey mind. Do I fit in this room? Am I good enough to be here? Oh gosh, what does my makeup look like? Do I look good enough? Oh my God, am I wearing the right clothes? It's exhausting. Whereas going into a room going, this is me. I will interact with the people who want to interact with me. And that's good. Oh my gosh, the calmness. It's wonderful. If you haven't tried it, then this series is for you. So, last point of today. No striving. So sometimes people say, well, if I love myself, then what? Then I don't want to have. Then don't want to progress anymore. I don't want anything out of life anymore. I stop striving. And it's like, no, you will not stop striving. So if we look at people who are pretty well on their journey of self-love, so Tony Robbins, Brené Brown, Daniel Laporte, Gabrielle Bernstein, Mary Forleo, just 5 people who've obviously done a lot of work, inner work, and who are very aware of self-love and who very often are in self-love and self-appreciation and living their purpose. Like, have they stopped striving? Like, are they lying on a sofa somewhere going, well, now I love myself, so therefore I don't need to do anything anymore? A big no to that. They are certainly striving. I would say that your striving becomes purer. It's about what you actually want. It's about your purpose. It's about your vision of life, not somebody else's expectations of you, your parents, your partner, and so forth, or cultural expectations. And it's not fear-based anymore. You know, I'm doing this because otherwise, you know, otherwise I will be a cast out or cast, what am I saying? Cast out? I will be cast out. I will not be accepted into my group of people. So it's not that fear-based anymore. It's purer, it's about what I want. And it's also something that gives me joy and fulfillment, right? So definitely still striving, still wanting to improve things in life. And really it's about from the aspect of feeling good as the person I am. Right. There was busting some myths. If you disagree, please let me know. Let's have a conversation. Next time, I will dive into key number 2, and we'll talk about beliefs, which of course comes nicely out of this myth-busting theme. Do subscribe, do leave comments, and let me know if you like this. That's good feedback for me. See you next time.